to, prove to us all that there is no paperwork because, yeah, I'm not 86 from here. I, don't enjoy being inconvenienced any more than anyone else does. Of course, I want something. I want just my due process. I want to be able to have something that I can. That there's an actual reason. It's not just someone saying something and something I can submit to the court or to a judge. It's it's more than reasonable. It's like it should be. It's standard protocol. Like I didn't. You know what? There's another country across the way also that has less civil rights. If in fact no civil rights possibly. And I'm not interested in being, well, as I just mentioned, my civil rights are what is in question here. And, if it's a very simple thing. Like, due process is like, all of these places are equipped to do it. They all know what it is. They all have printers. They all have, it shouldn't take very much time. If they were going through all this trouble, shouldn't that be like? I asked for. I would like something to. I would like to purchase a drink. Yes, that is my right as an American. Well, you know what? I want something to drink, and I want my civil rights. I don't have to choose between the both. I can have both. You know that I'm a. They don't have the right to refuse service like you. Okay. No, they have the right to refuse service if there's a reason. And you want to leave it. Okay, you don't think so, but think about what you're saying. Think about what you're saying. Okay, and then, well, I know that, I don't want to say something insulting to you right now, but that's not the way that the court interprets it.
But you know what? You could have sufficed this whole situation.
You maybe think so, but you know what? How am I going to solve the civil rights situation that's happening here by going to another Walgreens? I'm just going to let myself be fucking made a victim of disenfranchisement? I think not. So you can't say anything to that other than something to address my disenfranchisement issue. And when you say that, then I will listen to what you say. If you want to continue changing the subject or talking other bullshit, I'm not going to hear you. I'm going to keep talking over you because you're being kind of an a-hole. If you don't care about my enfranchisement, I'll disenfranchise you, Mr. Lewis. I say you can't come in this store, and you have to go to another store. And how do you like it?
Store. They don't want you in the store.
You have the ability to respect or care about my civil rights, and you think that this is a shouting match, then you know what? It doesn't surprise me you're a beat cop. I think we need your sergeant here. You've just proven that you don't have the capacity to take my civil rights seriously. If you want to not do that, the second police accountability issue. I asked for your sergeant, and you're trying to change the subject. You're trying to ignore me. When I ask for your sergeant, what are you supposed to do? Think about your training, and now think about the video camera that's rolling. Think about this camera that's rolling. Think about that camera that's rolling. Think about police accountability. Think about the voicemail machine that you can leave a message on. Think about how many times I've probably talked to them. Think about how many cops don't fuck around when they come to me, when I call them, which I didn't do this time, but I do many times. And think about how many security guards have been issued citizen's arrest. Think about how many times I've been issued the not arrested slip when they've tried to get me citizens arrested, but they've been so far in the wrong, the police determined there was not even probable cause and issued me a slip saying I was not arrested. Think about all those times, and think about your career, and then answer my question and only my question. Otherwise, don't yell in my ear because I'm not interested in hearing that. I'm interested in hearing you calling your sergeant or you answering my question. There you go. Or it's telling me more in what you're doing that you don't want a job anymore and that you want to go back from $50, $80 an hour to $20 an hour. Moonlighting all day long in a freaking alliance as a janitor for Alliance Securities. That's what you're proving to me because you think that your loud voice is what it takes. It's not. You have to have a mental capacity. And when someone asks for your sergeant and you ignore it, you're being derelict to your job duties.
You know what? I'm going to switch spots because I don't want to people entering the store. I'm going to stand over here next to you.
Cool.
So I can talk
I think you think you're tough. That's great. Well, guess what?
You're so tough. I'm just talking to you.
Right. Okay. Sure.
Okay?
I think you think you're tough because you may. I
I
mean,
talked to you last time.
otherwise
didn't I?
you'd be doing
Didn't
something
I
along the
talk to you
lines
last
of
time?
thinking
Hands up?
about more important things than trying to resolve
More important things.
the guy's issue who is
Okay.
he's having an issue
The guy-
violating my civil rights, and you're trying to help
He's
him.
not violating
So,
your civil rights.
okay,
He's
you are
refusing
saying that,
you to enter the
but you
store.
won't get your sergeant here
He's
for
refusing
him
you
to
enter the store.
explain to you what you need to know.
Okay.
So I don't know what to tell you other than that
Well, I'm
you're
telling
being
you, they're
derelict to
refusing
your
you
job
to enter
duties.
the store.
And now this is a definite police accountability
Okay,
issue
they want-
because
they
you've
don't
proven
want your- they don't want your
at
business.
length
They
that
don't
you
want
are
your business.
incapable of doing your job
They
and that
don't
you're
want your business.
incompetent. I'm sorry,
Okay?
your partner here is not. He's being
Because
smart.
he's done,
He's
and now it's my
producing,
turn.
you know,
We're tag team.
real sort of solutions
So
and doing
the
something
solution
useful.
is for you to walk away.
Right? Okay.
That's the
Yeah.
solution.
And I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna
Okay.
get that by you yelling in my ear because
Okay?
I am.
want you to hear
I'm
me.
being afraid
I
of
want
your
you to hear
voice,
me.
or so you think.
I want you to hear me.
I want you to.
You're free
Hear
from your
me.
mind.
So if
Okay,
you
I'm
don't
not-
want to hear
I'm
me,
not threatening you.
then why did you
I'm
come
just
up to
talking
me and
to you.
ask me what's
Okay.
going on?
Okay.
You should have done like you know, I don't know,
Okay.
some sort of mind
Right.
exercise.
Right.
I don't know, played a game of
what? We had a
you
very
know,
nice
20 questions with your
conversation
partner,
last time we
but
spoke.
I don't
Remember that?
I don't think
We had
that
a very nice conversation last time
you
we
asking
spoke.
me what's
Right?
going on
Yeah.
was me you know, consenting to you yelling in my ear and
I
not
want you to hear me because you know why? Because you have headphones on. That's why I want you to hear me. I don't know if you're listening to music or what, but I want you to hear me. That's why I'm talking.
So, you know, do you guys expect to be treated like this by these people? Like, I you know,
I
have
don't
every
know where I'm
interest in
not welcome.
standing up for.
You're not welcomed here. Okay? They don't want you in the store.
You know, that wasn't your attitude a moment ago. I think that you've been offended by me. I think you've been offended by me. Like, well, that doesn't surprise me. But you know, you gotta, like, you know.
Have a good night. Alright, take care. We'll see you. Okay.
You gotta pretend, you know, that you know you have like that there are consequences for your actions. I'm not here
Why are
to
we still
make
here?
that aware for you.
I don't understand why we're still here.
I'm here
Can you explain to me?
I'm here to assert my civil rights. I'm here to prove
Your
you guys
civil rights
are yes,
on
asserting
a
my
private business
asserting my civil rights.
that doesn't
Okay.
want you in their establishment.
You want to say that, and
Okay.
you want to say that loudly in my face,
Okay.
okay? But
I want to
what,
make sure
what that
you hear
amounts
me.
to, what that
I want
amounts
to make
to
sure
is
you hear me.
more reasons for them
Okay.
to, you know, put you on administrative leave and then
Okay.
terminate your contract because of
All
whatever.
right,
it is.
you understand what I'm saying?
Do you care about that? You can yell at me all you want. Some
I'm not
sort of
yelling.
backwards
I just want to make sure
interpretation
you
of
hear me.
Constitution,
That's
but
all.
you're not gonna.
You have headphones on. You hear? If you
cause
take
me
the
to
headphones
rescind
off,
my
maybe I'll lower my tone.
civil rights. I don't have any obligation to rescind my civil
Maybe if
rights.
you take the headphones off, I'll lower my tone.
In fact, exercising my civil rights,
Okay?
it's my right to do so.
Civil rights. But this is a private business. Okay?
Okay,
You
so
have
you're
no
just
rights
talking
here.
gibberish, and
You have. I'm not
okay,
talking
sure,
gibberish.
yeah, right.
You're not. You have no rights here.
Right,
It's
okay,
a private
you want to yell that in my
business.
ear, like I said,
Okay?
you know, that's
Okay.
kind of a. When I asked you to call you sergeant, and you said want to yell in my ear that I don't have rights here, you know, you're demonstrating that you like should
And
be
you're
like
blocking the
being in front of
establishment
a
of the
judge on a
business
like
as well.
daily a
You know
week.
that, right?
Okay, I'm not falsely
Okay.
arrested by these guys.
Okay.
If I were permitted to come in this store, I would do so. I'm on my way in this store right now. I'm waiting
No.
for the document that they're coming to bring.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm talking to you while we're waiting for
Sure,
that
sure.
document.
And you're also saying things like that aren't accurate and aren't
Yes,
true.
they are accurate. This
Okay.
is a private business.
Okay, you said I'm blocking the
You
door.
are not
What's happening
welcome
is
here.
I'm being false arrested by the
You
security
are
guard.
not arrested. You can go anytime you want to.
Okay, can I go
You
forward
are not-
into the store?
No, you cannot.
Okay, then you can produce
You can go
a
that
reason
way, you
why I
can go
can't.
that way, you
Produce
can go
a reason-
anywhere else you
Produce
want.
proof or reason why I can't. Because by default, I am allowed to go in this
You
store.
are not allowed in the
I
store.
absolutely am.
They
You're
have
totally-
a right to
you-
refuse your
okay.
business.
Right, you're totally like probably not suitable for this job. I'm sorry to tell you, I don't know what else to tell you, but you think all these customers that are going like, wow, this store isn't so bad compared to that cop out there that's just acting like a complete bigot, like, wow, like
I'm a bigot.
40 different customers are hearing
I'm
you.
a bigot.
You're saying you don't
me a bigot?
okay, let's see. When you're saying I don't have rights to the store and they can...
security guard has asked you several times nicely to leave.
You should look it up.
Okay? And you will not leave.
How would you feel?
I would feel like going on about my business.
That's you.
Else.
You do you. Sure.
Okay?
You don't feel like you want to exercise civil rights? That is that's your own business. That's up to you. You can make that decision, and only you.
Nothing to do with a private business.
You know, it might be a boring topic in school. It's clear that a lot of people really didn't pay attention to it. It has a kind of awkward name, but if you really go and look at what civil rights are, you would be probably interested in getting to the bottom of one very easy thing, which is due process.
Comes and they show you that document, will you freely leave? Is that something that you're going to do?
Well, let's. What if the document comes and it's like a perfect note with a smiley face on it? Probably not. I mean, depending on what the document is and what it says. This is America. You're not gonna yell in my ear to me out of my rights away. Thanks so much,
And technically, you're still on the property. The property line is back here.
Yeah.
The public sidewalk is on the other side of
this
line.
Guess what? It's okay, Joe, because your sergeant's on their way.
We're allowing you to stay here.
Okay? So now we can, ask about this issue of civil rights, something that, you're not so keen to.
Yeah, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right. I'm kind of having like some sort of problem being able to shop here, and or even being able to get civil rights, just like my due process. And so the police officer trying to help me and is also being disrespected entirely by them not producing any document. Okay, they do. How am I going to submit something that's hearsay in court? It's not going to be very easy. In fact, it's going to be and we came to it once we understood each other. We came to a functional, interworking of the law and my rights.
They can refuse no shoes, no shirt, no service.
Okay, I have shoes, I have shirt.
No, I understand. Where I'm going
no, you don't understand. You just use that as a reason why I can't come in the store.
I'm telling you that they can refuse service.
Okay, if there's a reason, and the reason that you quoted, I'm satisfied.
No.
So what is the reason they're not letting me in?
You didn't let me finish.
Okay, well, I have to point out to you that you weren't being, giving an example that applied to me.
That's because I was trying to finish my point, but you cut me off.
Well, okay, let's hear what the reason is.
The reason is
just shut up here.
It's a private business. They can refuse. I'm telling you, they can refuse service. They don't have to produce anything.
I'm telling you, they can refuse service if they have a reason. And they don't have a reason. The reason them being a private business, that's not a reason.
This is what you do. If you want, you take it up with the corporate manager.
What I do is I take it up with internal affairs, police accountability, and and let them handle it. I can't readily do that in good conscience without making sure that you're absolutely aware that I will fucking
I can't force them to sell you.
Entirely put out and inconvenienced to have to do so.
I can't force them to sell you.
I will, because it's my duty as a citizen. I have the right to come in the store. You know it. I know it. Mr. Yell in my ear knows it. The only good cop here knows it. Why are you going to be the sergeant and come here and tell me that my civil rights don't matter?
Why are we here?
We're here because I asked for you. Your patrol cops or whatever.
Yeah.
One of them was shouting in my ear that I don't have the right to come in the store. I don't have civil rights here because this is a private business. Now I know that you have a better understanding of the law because you are a higher rank than him. So if you can demonstrate to me that that you know what's going on here, then
I can't force them to sell you something.
I will be happy. I will have some faith in you as a police officer, but. You're not going to convince me to give up my civil rights. I'll let you know that ahead. It's up front. So you don't have to. We don't have to talk about if I'm going to give up my civil rights. I'm not going to. But I would like for myself to be given due process, and that's what I'm asking for. If they produce a piece of paper that has the legal reason why I'm not allowed in the store, that's admissible in court, and then I'll leave. Now I did read that. Am I sleeping in the door?
Sergeant,
Am I sleeping in the door?
10 minutes, they're going to be closing
Yeah,
the
no,
door.
that's fine. He's not.
Am I sleeping in the doorway?
No.
Okay, so I'm not sleeping in the doorway. So we all know that. Okay, so yeah, why would you ask me about that? And I really don't appreciate that you would try and use this trespass posted notice or something to try and dissuade me from my civil rights. Shouldn't you be interested in protecting my civil rights? These cops are going to wait here 30 minutes for them to produce. They're waiting for the admonishment. They're waiting. They're doing their job. You're not even really aware if they're doing their job or not, and you're not even trying to help them do their job. You're trying to do the thing that this guy was doing, which was not doing his job. He was losing his job, and you're doing the same thing. So, like, what does it take? Like, you want to get the lieutenant on the phone? It's up to you. Okay, well, it doesn't surprise me. But you know what? That's not going to look very good in the course of investigation when they find out that because you were unable to address my civil rights issue, that I wanted the lieutenant, and then the lieutenant was not going to be, opted for because you have some reasoning. Like, you have good reasoning for that? What is it? Is it that you're handling the situation adequately? I don't think it is. So it must be something else. And if it's not, then that's like you like putting a dime in the bucket of like not having a job anymore, even though you've been a sergeant for who knows how long, which is also mediocre and lackluster. Like, how much not doing your job have you done in your career? They're going to wonder when, you come and act like this guy or worse and try and tell me calmly, painfully to my face and like sincerely in some sort of grand gesture of like, total not respectable sort of nature under the badge, under oath, that they have every right to kick me out of the store for no reason and all these other things. Like, help me get my due process and I'm going to go on with my night. I want two things, and I can get them both here. This is my right in America. I'm going to buy a drink for $1.90 or whatever, and I'm going to have my civil rights and have the right to go in the store, or be given a piece of paper that says I can't. Like, if they're so adamant that they've called 2 police officers, a sergeant has come here, if they're so adamant that I can't come in the store, the least they can do is produce a piece of paper. This whole establishment has multiple times the capability to print a piece of paper. They're designed to know how to do this. This is part of why they exist as a brick and mortar store, to produce documents when needed, when the law enforcement asks for them, to ensure people's civil rights are being maintained. This is a corporate location of a store owned publicly and that has a direct responsibility to the public. I would like for you to help me with my civil rights issue and not change the topic. Change the topic one more time and I'm going to start ignoring you. No, I'm not. I just told you that I didn't want to talk about my drum set. If you would have inferred from what I said that the change of topic was not something. But now they can't read the So you're going to play their game and play on their team.
I can't force them to tell you.
You can. You're the police. You think you can force me not to come in the store? Okay.
I will refer to your team, right? Do my part. We try to work out civilly. Okay.
And what do? They will fail to produce the paper. So now you're going to tell me that I'm asked out? I'm asked in. Are you?
We still can't, my sergeant,
Well, I mean,
still can't force them.
why am I not instantly being allowed in the store? Because they don't. What they want does not matter. If the law says I can't come in the store, then so be it. But they have not produced any proof of that, and there is no reason for them to kick me out of the store. You have a hard time trying to handle the situation, being the only cop with some sort of conscientious existence, but
and I've given you your
I don't have
I've given you your chance to talk,
my civil rights
and
right
I've
now.
done my best to solve this. The people
Sure,
matter,
you have. You've given
and
me my
that's
chance
the
to
only
talk, and
solution
you know
we
what?
have right now. Okay?
I have the right to freedom of
So
speech,
the
and
only
so
solution
that's
we have right now is that you go somewhere else
pretty due,
because they won't let you come in here,
in
sir.
the course
Okay?
of things for you to do so. Okay,
So we're going to wait here for 6 minutes. Is that what we're going to do?
no, you guys are going to escort me to the
No,
store.
we're not.
Why
It's not going to
not?
happen.
Why not?
Because we said so. We're going to sit here
We're going to sit here for
because
6
you know what this
minutes.
guy just did? We're going to
What
sit
you
here for
just
6
did
minutes.
was criminal activity. I need to call that.
We're going to sit here for
You guys
6
lined up
minutes.
behind bars.
Okay.
This is all on video.
We're going to
This is all
sit here
being
for 6
recorded.
minutes.
I don't. I do want to drink. Yes. Oh, screw that. That was my civil rights also. Whoa. I'm not trading my civil rights for a drink. That's it. Why would you even offer that? Are you like fucking an autoritarian fucking future Hitler? Like, don't give me some sort of offer that I can go somewhere else if I want to drink. I have my civil rights and you're not willing to enforce them. Don't go the extra step and do that. Okay, you know what? You asked the question, I answered the question. I'm questioning your question, and I'm not interested in being, patronized or made, you're not patronizing me? Okay, well, you know what? I will tell you the President of the United States. If you tell me what amendment protects the right to due process. Okay, it's an easier question than the one I wanted to come up with. I wanted to know what, I know who the president is. If you don't know what amendment protects due process, just tell me you don't know. And then I'll tell you who the president is. Or tell me the name. You can find it out, look it up on your phone. If you're wrong, you're not going to tell me about what amendment protects my right to due process. Okay, well, your questions are exactly like this, and I don't appreciate you asking me questions like who the president is, and if I've eaten today. When you yourself can't even realize that your job is in limbo, and that you should be trying to find out what's going on with this, this admonishment. Like, you're really going to be impressed when I call these accountability and you don't have a job anymore. You're going to be just doing the most effective person ever. But for me to have to go through this, for that to happen, is my pleasure. This is part of being a standing citizen. Like, but you could be doing your job right now. There's a few minutes left. You want to wait and watch your job drain out of its, hemorrhage, effectiveness. That's your choice. This store is open. You have a guru standing in front of me who you're in charge of directly, and you're allowing this to happen. It's false arrest to me. That is, you're free to leave. I'm not free to go into the store, though, am I? Okay. Well, I want to go in the store, so get out of my way. Okay, I'd like to leave going into the store. Okay. Tell me what I'm violating in this trespass. Okay, but that's them saying that. That's not the point. That's not a real reason. That's not based on anything. They lied to us in the one reason. They didn't produce it. You know what? If that's the case, then that's the case. I have my civil right to go in the store. This guy is preventing me from going in the store right now.
I'm preventing you. They're preventing you.
Okay. Well, great. I'm glad that you're interested in being, 100% comfortable for what you're doing on record. I wish you were choosing something else, but, that's your choice. You're deplorable. You're not fit to be a sergeant. You're not fit to be an officer. There's this guy. This guy is. I'm here trying to. No. Except for you calling me lieutenant, or you can leave me alone. I'm outside of the store, as you've mentioned many times. If you're afraid I'm going to get arrested, don't worry about me. What I'm going to do is my choice. This is a civil matter, as you all have mentioned. If I walk into this store and you arrest me, you're violating your own code. Okay, when you become interested in addressing the thing I asked you about, I will care or listen to what you say.
So if you step in the store,
you
become criminal.
Start to try and tell me
You understand what criminal is?
You step your business.
You understand what criminal is? The civil rights is you can go anytime you want to. You're free to go.
I can't go forward?
No.
Okay, well then, you're violating my civil rights.
No, I'm not.
Okay, yeah, I have the right to go wherever I want, whenever I want.
I am protecting this business.
You are not.
And the business does not want you in there.
It has the responsibility.
So the business does not want you in there.
Civil rights equally.
The business does not want you in there.
Is not respecting my rights equally. and you're helping them. You're going to go down in history as a first-rate douchebag lost his job in a Walgreens over a civil rights issue, being a street asshole, and I'm unaware of why you would do that, other than that you are,
go away.
Well, how about you guys just go do something else? You have no reason to harass me now. I'm here reading this sign. You are harassing me if you're still here and the store is closed. Yeah.
I tried to help you out there, but
We have
No, you tried. You let yourself be,
closing
be
very
part of the
soon. What
void
do
of
you
their purporting.
need? Okay, hurry
You know,
up.
I don't like that decision. Why? Well, no.
You
I'm
please
not
don't.
interested in hearing about what happened. I know what happened. I am conscious and I'm aware. You're not going to prevent me from calling internal affairs. I know what you're trying to do. Okay, yeah, I know. Except I can't go inside of the store.
Call a sergeant. Sergeant can spoke with you, and basically told
Yep, so you're up the hook. You're still going to be known as a first-rate douchebag though for playing.
Now you're calling me names.
Well, you know
You're
what?
calling me names now?
Is there some sort of reason that I
Calling me
should?
names. Have I called you names?
Yes, you told me.
No, I have not. I
you
told you cannot go in the store.
Okay, I told you not to talk to me unless you're interested in
Okay.
talking to me about what is important
Not
regarding your
go in
job.
the store.
So you're
The
derelict.
store is closed
You are
now.
derelict.
The
You
store
are
is
a
closed
derelict.
now.
You are
Now
a derelict.
you're calling me names.
I'm calling you something that's accurate.
Okay.
It is true that you are derelict to your job duties. You prove to me otherwise, and then I will take it back.
Okay.
But you want to know what name I'm calling you? That's what it is.
So you're going to stand here and connect to the store.
Have a nice night. You can stand here and waste the county time doing whatever it is you think you're doing.
I thought
I'm
you
sure
were
that-
thirsty. Aren't you thirsty?
No, I'm also a citizen of the United States.
Are you thirsty?
I'm also a citizen of the
Are
United
you
States.
thirsty?
Don't talk to me.
Are you thirsty?
Are you able to shut your mouth and not talk?
Do you want something
Are
to
you
drink?
able to keep yourself
Are you want something to
in
drink?
Do you have self-control?
Do you want something to drink?
At what point did I say,
So, are you
Talk to me.
feeling parched right
do
now?
you remember what happened
You are
2 minutes
thirsty,
ago?
right?
30
Are you
seconds ago I
thirsty?
told you not to talk to
Are
me.
you thirsty?
You can't do it.
Okay. So you're not thirsty. You're just trying to make a point. Okay? Is that what you're doing? You're not thirsty. Okay? You're just trying to make a point. And you can't make a point.
You are derelict, sir.
Okay.
I don't appreciate you
You
talking to
can't
me.
make a point. Okay? You're not going in the store. So what purpose are you doing here? What's the
I'm
purpose?
letting everybody know you're derelict.
What's the purpose?
I'm letting everybody know that this sergeant is corrupt and criminal. He's
Okay.
derelict also.
Okay.
And you guys are together
Right.
violating my civil rights.
Okay.
The third cop
What do you need?
is,
You're violating your civil rights.
is just kind of following
Violating
me.
civil rights
I give him
would be
for
detaining you
asking
unjustly.
me-
We're not
Okay.
detaining you
Really?
unjustly.
Well, then why can't I go
You
into this
can
store?
leave because they don't want you in this store.
And why do you think that why do you think that what they want is what you're going to do?
Okay?
Are you not
This is
or
a
are you
business.
personal preference
They
enforcement?
do not
Because
want you in
You're
the
not paid to
store.
enforce personal preferences.
Okay?
You're paid to enforce the law.
Aren't you thirsty yet?
So you
Aren't
should
you
think about what
thirsty
you're
yet?
saying and how it's further indemnifying your ass.
I'm getting thirsty now just talking to you.
Stop talking to me.
Is it? Oh, really?
Yeah, I feel like I was kind of, I was in a different world.
So should I go on the other side of the glass and look at him on the other side of the glass? Okay.
He was just saying that it was nice to not hear your voice.
Well, I like this voice. I love his voice. It's very reasonable.
He just said it was nice for you on
One of the most patient officers I've ever worked with.
I'm giving you a lot of attention right now. See how close I am talking
Please
to
stop
you?
giving me attention. It's harassment. I've asked you to
Is it
stop.
harassment?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
You're not enforcing
I'm
anything.
harassing you
You're
now.
enforcing
Is that what I'm
social
doing?
You have been since these doors have been closed.
Oh, okay.
You have been since you got here, actually. So, you will stop it so that you aren't, committing further, violations and I would tell you to do it again, but you know.
So we're going to stand here the whole time until all the customers come out. This is what we're going to do. We're going to stand here the whole time until these customers walk out. That's what we're going to do?
How much do you intimidate?
Is that what we're going to do?
How much do you intimidate?
Is that what we're going to do?
How much do you intimidate your servant?
You're free to go. I
didn't ask if I can go. I didn't ask anything other than if you intimidate your servant.
You are free to go.
You're free.
You're free to go. You can go anywhere. You can go anywhere in the world you like.
When I go internal affairs tomorrow morning,
you can do whatever you like.
I'm going to explain to them what you're doing.
You can do whatever you like.
And what he's doing.
Okay?
And
you know what? You are free to go. You are not detained. You are not handcuffed. Okay? You are not placed under arrest. You can go anytime you want to.
I can't go forward into the store.
Because the store is closed.
I didn't ask for a reason. I'm just stating it. You think you're like a great subject changer. You're a bona fide asshole. You just make a conversation and play it back. I'll publish it in the paper.
Wonderful. I'll read it. You publish it, I'll read it, okay?
Like an SRO probably.
Okay. You publish it, I'll read it, okay? But in the meantime, you're not going in the store. Okay? So whenever you realize that,
I go in this store many times.
Whenever you go and realize that,
I've been in this store.
Then you could be about your business. You could be about your business when you realize that.
So what you're saying really doesn't have any effect. You're not going to be here very much more.
7-Eleven, I've been having a problem.
And I will go into this store. So it's kind of a
when are you going to go in the store?
Probably every day at around noon.
Okay. The next gentleman will be right there and he'll tell you no.
No, he's not always right there. I go in the store often. He sometimes tries to
maybe they'll put a picture of you up and then every time
you come in the store. Maybe they will, and they don't see their asses. They have absolutely no reason to do that. They don't even have a reason to show you guys for the reason why they called you here and are wasting hours of public resources and hundreds of dollars.
They were actually going to do you.
That doesn't matter to you? Well, you know what? That's not going to reflect good on your,
they were going to do you a courtesy to show you some documentation. They don't have to. They don't have to show you anything. All they have to do is say you're not welcome in the store.
You don't know very much about the law.
That's it.
It wouldn't be I'm letting you know this right now. The sergeant knows that he's pretending like he can ignore the Constitution. That's a big mistake.
So we're gonna wait here until everybody leaves the store. We're gonna. Okay. So now. All the customers are gone.
You should already be leaving me alone. But you are
all the customers are gone now. Okay?
And you want to do
are we done now? Okay, the store is closed now. Okay, so we're going to leave now, okay? All right, have a good night.
Leave me alone. Stop harassing me. $10:58 on March 24th. Wait, no. The 23rd is March 24th. 10:58. On March 24th, Friday. And this is the location 135 Powell Street. San Francisco, California. I'm standing threshold of a Walgreens. I believe this is the Walgreens flagship store. That was the taller, of the officers that you heard mostly shouting slow and not anything other than harassment. I don't think quite puts it right. I think there was like an intimidation attempt there with his demeanor and his whole shouting match sort of mentality. And the officer that was speaking with me first, who attempted to get the paperwork that I was requiring, which was the reason why they're taking down the store, and the written admonishment or whatever it is that the police would have been enforcing if there were anything to enforce actually. And he didn't, relent or, desist at all for half an hour. It was impressive, and it was confidence inspiring of him to me. In that, and in some way, in the legal system to some degree, that ultimately, unfortunately, was kind of trumped by the failure to produce any reason or documentation. They came back stating whatever their excuse was a half hour later, making an ass out of the police. The police in turn tried to make an ass out of me, and did so at the cost of their jobs in two of their cases. The third cop, would have been smart to really do something. Like, here's an issue that two assholes are not doing the right thing about. He doesn't have to go home to those guys. He doesn't sleep in bed with those guys. They're not who matters. Apparently his wife doesn't matter either, because he's risking his job like the other two sacrificed their jobs, in going in with that. That was, not entirely, unexpected, but it was in fact and indeed every bit as disappointing as you could imagine it might be from my point of view. There was due process happening. The police were waiting to enforce the law, erring on the side of whatever it was they were erring on. It wasn't a necessary issue. I was willing to wait, as it was going to be that they were going to, do a preliminary investigation into whether or not there was probable cause at all for the guy to be doing what he was doing. But instead of doing their job, instead of acknowledging the actual crimes that were going on, they participated in the crimes, committed the crimes, extended the crimes. There was enhancements. They were wearing firearms. False arrest with a firearm certainly is likely to be, because you can tell me one thing, that it's a world of difference when there is and is not a firearm involved in a lot of things, it in fact has its own whole category of enhancement. These officers think that if they, are on duty, you're on duty. When you're not doing your job, when you're derelict of your job duties, you're being made aware of this. You don't have the plausible deniability of your dereliction of job duties, and you continue to be derelict to them. You are, in some sense, willingly taking time off of the clock and not being on shift with all of your gear on and your gun in your hand. That's why you're not supposed to be derelict of your job duties. It's illegal to be committing false arrest wielding a firearm, more so than it is illegal to be committing false arrest just without one. The one officer who was doing so, thinks he's immune to reality and the law, and